All right, check it out. We got some new stuff came in today. Here in one of the new rooms at the Finch University, and we've got a couple of manufacturers that have been kind enough to allow us to demonstrate their products. So first of all, let's take a look at this, what we got from Cartell. Little mailbox opening, if you will. If you guys ever subscribe to my Open Stop Close channel on YouTube, you'll know that this is actually one of the best performing videos that I have, and Cartell still gets phone calls about it today. I was at Fence Tech, I'm going to say Indianapolis, and I did an interview with Jonathan from Cartell. Him and his dad are just so cool, calm, collected people. So I did it on the wireless system, and let's see what all they sent us. So let's take a look at what we got. I think that's it. Got a little postcard from them. I know that's not in Pennsylvania, but maybe it is. They are from Pennsylvania. Yeah, they're from Pennsylvania. That don't look like any of the Finger Lakes to me. Is that where? No, Finger Lakes are in New York. The Great Lakes, I think, are Ohio. They may touch Pennsylvania. But this is not a geography class, so you can look at Google Maps if you're interested in that. Let's just take a quick look. CP-4, this is the tried and true exit device from Cartell. Relatively simple. The key with this is so important that you run conduit all the way up to it. And if my eyes are correct, that's 1/2" PVC. So make sure you run conduit all the way up to this bad boy. And it looks like I've got a 100-foot lead in this. We'll check it out here in a second. But basically it's relatively simple. It's a driveway alert system or a free exit system, and it'll trigger anything on the other side of the wire that you want it to. And let's see, taking a look at the back real quick, some important things. Voltage, it looks like 8 to 30 volts DC, and it is relatively low current draw, 600 milliamps. And for solar applications, that's important, or maybe for high cycle that has a true battery backup, maybe that's important as well too. But standby is 30 to 70 microamps, so it's a very low current draw. And for residents, that's perfect because you're not using it that much. Lay out entire cable. So it says bury it 5 to 7 inches deep, or 5 to 8 inches deep, and use 1/2" PVC like I was saying. And then sensitivity levels are on the inside, relatively simple. 4 screws on top, and no battery, no nothing, because it's hardwired. And it looks like it's a 5-wire connection. Ground for, no, it's actually a 4-wire connection. You've got your power and common and normally open. For most circumstances, not all circumstances. Sometimes you'll have a normally closed and a normally open. Cartell wireless system. So this has been one of the more popular things, and I have to say that I'm not 100% on the technical side of this, but I know there's some cool features having to do with the wireless part. If I remember correctly, you might even be able to add a repeater. I could be wrong, but how often does that come with a product anymore? Full color, heavy duty paper for instructions with either graphics or real world pictures. The installation, I know that I just recently did a poll on Gate Industry Only Facebook forum, and these two products came up quite a bit as far as what people are using for exit devices. So that's kind of cool, that it just so happens that we get them right after that poll comes out. And same thing, let's see, we've got on your wireless receiver, you've got power, and it looks like you have two sets of relays. One of them would be your normally, or excuse me, not normally, let's not confuse the terms. One of these would be what you would actually use to activate the device. So activate the gate operator. And then if you needed an alarm to let it know that, hey, you got a low battery, it looks like there's a relay for that too. So I'm just assuming that's correct. And that may be for an LED. You might actually possibly have, since there's a hole there, that might be programming for it. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I was going to say you might have an onboard siren, but anyways, if you're interested in that, you can check it out. Two looks like CR123 batteries. Exciting stuff. I'm curious about that now. I want to know what that relay is for. And it's got a little small Cartell screwdriver, and these are the devices that you use to screw down in the ground to actually hold the puck down, which is what they're calling that. And just out of curiosity, let's look at this. So basically the same thing, sensitivity settings, and no, I was thinking that was a programming button, but it looks like that button right there is the pairing button. And let's see, push and hold for 5 seconds. Wrong device. And low battery. Oh, so it actually says to low battery inputs if normally closed, into low battery inputs if normally open. But it doesn't say, oh, and you can add a repeater. I assume, because I didn't read this, but it says it's repeater mode, so I assume you can add a repeater. Let's real quick read this. Turn on dip switch 1 to turn sounder on. Sounder will beep 3 times when vehicle is detected. It will also chirp when sensor puck batteries are low. So that's awesome. That's on board. And what's great about that is for diagnostic purposes, when the vehicle is detected, it helps you with placement. So you could actually hear that if you turn those little dip switch settings on. Can you see those through there? The little blue right there above my thumb. Got to be in the picture to see it. So that's cool. And then I want to see what it says about this siren. Integrated dip switches. See what it says about the second relay. I don't see it on here, but just based on what the wiring diagram says right there, that normally open, normally closed, relay for the low battery. So single pole, double throw switch for the battery. A low battery on the puck. So what I'm assuming they wanted to use that for was an external, either visual, audible, or both indicator that, hey, your battery's low. I gotta tell you, from a retail standpoint, this is also some of the nicest packaging that I've seen. But for the most part, we really aren't running, retail stores. We just deal with this, throw this in our truck, and that's it. Probably for our access control class, we'll have one quick start class, and we'll have one more intermediate class coming up and before the end of the year. But we have, in essence, an intensive coming up next week in June. So if you guys are interested in that, you can call me directly on my cell phone number if you've made it to 15 minutes and 4 seconds, or you can go to finchuniversity.com/training, and by the next video we'll not only have upgraded our lighting, well, might take time, but that's going to have to happen before this weekend. Upgrade our lighting, and then we're gonna get a tad bit more organized. We got the desks just kind of crammed in there because I was moving some other stuff around. And then we've got our displays, our gate operator displays on the outside. And then you can see our access control displays. They're still sitting on the ground because I got to go over to the other store and get the posts. So curious to find out what you guys think about the Cartell exit probes and the CP-4 and the wireless. The CP-4 is one of those things that's been out there for a long time, a little bit redesigned. I think there's a CP3, and then they went to the CP4. CP3, if I remember correctly, is a long one. And I'll put a video, that video, the CP3 video, and CP4 video that I did. I'll put those in the comments or down in the description. And PDK is a new product for me. They've been really great with supporting everything that the Fence Workers Association and Fence Show is doing, and so it was a no-brainer for me to get trained on their product so I can turn it over to the students and attendees of the classes. And I went on and I set myself, Susan, and Brian from the FWA on there as users, set up 3 different levels of users, 2 different levels of users, 2 different access levels as far as time zones, and keep in mind they all call it different, so I may not be calling it the exact same thing, and then added PIN numbers for us. So as of right now, once this thing gets online, and it's self-discoverable, so we'll see, I should be able to hit my PIN and fire that relay just right out of the bat. Once we get it online. So I'll be curious to see how that goes, and I'll probably do another video of it. But I look forward to putting that thing outside in the Las Vegas heat and seeing how well it does. From what everybody's said, it does really well, and I'm looking forward to training our people on building an RMR model around that. So pretty excited. Thank you for listening to me. Found the key. I wanted to make sure I put it back in there, or else I'm going to lose it. So I appreciate you guys listening to me. If you got any questions about that, I can get you in contact with your local PDK or Cartell rep. But I wanted to say thank you so much, guys, for sending that to us. I sure do appreciate it. And I should have hit stop.